for experience. I've had some people email me, hit me up on Instagram with some questions like, what do you like to do when you perch fish? Like, what are some of your techniques? What are some of your baits with some of your rigs? That kind of stuff. And decided I'll just do a little video. It's easier than individually emailing and responding back. So, because I like doing videos and stuff. I'll start off with what I like to use. Whoops. So, right here I have a 7-foot medium action St. Croix Mojo bass. By far one of my favorites. Oh, that's a little loose. By far one of my favorites to use for pan fishing. It's a fast action, has some back behind it, even though it's a medium. You can go with an ultralight, St. Croix's ultralight, for pan fishing. And you know, I like to do that if I like to play the fish, have some fun. But you know, because I mean, with this, if I do bring an ultralight with me, I can't throw crankbaits on it. I mean, you could, but I wouldn't recommend it. I can't go throw jerk baits. I can't throw a Cinco if I want to switch over, but and yes, I do catch a perch on Cincos. This is why I like to bring this. I have it paired up with a, what is it? It's Catalyst PT10 with Vicious 6-pound panfish. I like this panfish line by Vicious, even though it was, I wouldn't say free. I got it in a mystery tackle box perch one. I think my first one, I think, was September. I spooled it up on here because I wanted to give it a try. It's extremely strong, even for a 6-pound test. It's high abrasion. It stands up to rocks and trees, no problem. If I get my bait hung up, I have absolutely no problem having some pulling power to get it out there. Haven't broke anything off yet. Haven't gotten that bad of snags. And I'm just feeling this line has absolutely no crimps, no line twist in it. It's perfect. It's not clear or see-through like some I like to use. It has kind of a white coat to it, but I like it. It suits my needs. I like to do. It doesn't stretch as much, which I do like about that, because if you use 4 and 2-pound test, it is very stretchy. And I mean, if you want to have some fun, play the fish, that's all good. But I normally throw 6-pound test. I don't. If I'm going for panfish, I don't go anything low or anything higher than 6, because if I go 8, you know, it defeats the purpose of having fun catching panfish, whether it be, you know, little tiny guys to the plate size ones that I catch every now and then. I wouldn't say every now and then. I catch them quite a bit often when I go to Tulloch or at the golf course when they're spawning, and it's fun. You know, I know guys go use 12 or 15-pound tests, and I'm like, what's the fun in that? You're setting the hook, and you know they're not pulling drag or anything. You have it tightened to hell down, and they're using big old 250, the 2500 series ones that hold a shit ton of line, and I'm sitting here like, why are you guys doing that? It defeats the purpose. I mean, if you've got, you know, I don't have my drag tight at all. So when I set the hook, my drag's already pulled. You know, it's not very tight at all. I like to play the fish out. And so, of course, I always go with St. Croix. I do have an ultra light that I was going to bring out here, except for the fact that I actually broke the handle on it. Not the rod, but the cork. That's completely my fault. And I'm going to get that fixed. I can fix it. Anyways, I'm starting to, you know, finding some old rods I have out here and, you know, cutting them off. And actually making my own handle. It'd be wood, staining it, conjuring to my hand or to my friend's hands how they want it, and then I just put them together like that, and they're an amazing ice fishing rod or a perch rod or whatever you want to use it for. It's extremely light and extremely fun. So right here, of course, it's a 7-foot medium, perfect. If I want to, you know, if I want to throw a small crankbait or a small jerkbait to catch some of those bigger red ear, crappie, perch, maybe some bass, I can. And so let's move on to what I like to use. Don't worry about what I have on here. I'll just get onto that rig a little bit. So, some of like the rigs I like to use for perch, small bass, and crappie when I go out and target them is what I always have is jig heads. I'll get on with start off with my jig heads. I use 1/16th, 1/64th, and 1/32nd. Kind of got those really mixed up, but oh well. Bass Pro Shops, the editions, they're the cheapest and I believe are the best. You're getting more bang for your buck. You're getting like 25 and, you know, for like $3.99, $4.99. That's a lot. Not a lot of money, but it's a lot of jig heads. And you normally don't break them off. So, did I bring my jig? Oh, I didn't bring my jig heads out here, but I have a couple. So, we'll start off with the jig heads and stuff. Right here, we have Bonehead. These are 1/16th. I went out and bought a lot of these after I got them after my mystery tackle box. I think this is actually the original pack. But I went out and bought them because I liked them. No, this isn't the original pack. This has all the scuffed up from being in my bag. Absolutely love it. The shank of the hook has a weird cockeyed angle. Absolutely love it. Love it. I have yet to lose a fish or miss a fish. Not even joking. Right now, knock on wood. I have not missed a fish or lost a fish on these different kind of a shank of a hook. As you guys can kind of see there, it's kind of cockeyed. Even for the fish that just smack it, they got hooked. I've yet to lose any or miss any. Getting a cellular phone call. Let's see what's going on. So that's what I like to use. The one, of course, do I have some one? No, I don't have any. You know what? I do right here. So I have a 1/16 ounce on the bottom, and then a 1/64 ounce on top. This is the rig I like to use. I got in Mr. Tackle Box's perch last month, and it originally came with some like weird hair jig on it. Took that off, and so I could put whatever I want on this, and I actually swim this, or sometimes I like to jig it, and I always put. It's always important to put the heaviest one on the bottom, because if you put the heaviest one on top, it's gonna want to flip over like that. Or if you put them both, I wonder if you put, maybe if you put both the same size on there, it won't really matter. But I always put a heaviest on the bottom, and I like to pair these up with whatever. It doesn't really matter. And so we'll start off with what like some of the rigs I like to use. Like I said, just common jig heads, or drop shotting with a small split shot, or just average light drop shot weight. On the hooks, doesn't really matter. I just use just whatever I can find, whatever's easy enough, because I'm a very simple guy. I don't need to go spend hundreds of dollars on, you know, crappie stuff and perch stuff. So I like mustad, whatever, for 8-pack of perfectly good sized drop shot hooks, long shank hooks, just live anything basically. It's just a couple bucks, perfect. And start off with some of the other rigs I like to use, like with this right here, perfect for imitating night crawlers. Is wacky rig it, let it flutter down there, pop it up. Sometimes not Texas rig, but drop shot it. Sometimes I Carolina rig it with a small little egg weight. Just like to drag it up there. Let's get that. It's perfect for imitating, and I like to use an easy rig. If you guys don't know what the easy rig is, it's other known as the Nico. Being here on the West Coast, we call it the easy rig. It's, you know, you just wacky rig your worm and you put a weight at the bottom. For the weights I like to use for that, I just take a 1/32 or 1/16 ounce jig head and cut off the shank of the hook, or straighten it out and put it on there. I just shove it up in there, perfectly good. And I always use a ball head. Always use a ball head because it gives leverage for that bait to really wiggle around. And if you use a football head, it tends to want to get in crevices, and when you want to drag it, it tends to want to just not work quite right, if you guys know what I mean by that. And then I like to use the spot remover rig, which some people call it, you know, Midwest, down south is the Nico or the Ned rig, kind of weird thing. The spot remover rig was, I want to say made here in California, don't know about that, but on the West Coast that's what we call it, because it destroys spotted bass. I mean, they can't stay off of it. The Ned rig, spot remover rig, it just makes your bait stand up. It's just a flat jig head, or it's just a jig head flattened, so it makes your bait stand up, and you know, it's pretty good. The one I like to use most of all is by Z-Man. I absolutely love it. You know, I got in Mr. Tackle Box one time, and I was up at Comanche pre-fishing for a tournament, and I was like, you know, I'm gonna go to the, you know, it's when was it? I say it was spring. I want to say it was actually April. It was actually April. And I was like, you know what, I'm going to go around and just see if I can find any fish on beds. Sure as shit, they're on beds. And I put on the, what is it over there? Robo-worm sculpin. They don't really make them much anymore, so, and actually, it was actually this and the sculpin. And I went around, and it was just, you know, trout fishermen are in there trying to catch trout, and they see bass, and they put, you know, like, worms and stuff on there. It wasn't really quite doing the trick, and, you know, cast masters and stuff. So I just go over there, spot remover, flip on there almost every cast. If there were some spots, mostly I caught some largemouth too. There was one that was about 5 pounds I had on, I lost because I was using, I don't want to say it was like 4-pound test. But I had fun, and so if I can't catch them drop shotting, well, I shouldn't say that because I always have a drop shot tied on, or an easy rig, or a spot remover rig. Those are some of the rigs I like to use. And so moving on to some of the baits I like to use, commonly right about now in December. I don't do a lot of it, perch fishing, sometimes crappie fishing. I mostly target right now are largemouth, some big largemouth, some big smallmouth spots, and some striper every now and then if I want to go striper fishing. But if I do go, I always have my perch box. I always keep it small enough so I can keep it compact, and let's show you guys what I got. Actually, we'll save that for last, or not last, but I like to use this. Not a fan of the color pink, but I've used it every now and then. Pink is a color I like to use when it is low light conditions or in the morning, because pink really stands out. It's a lot like chartreuse, but maybugs, I don't think we have any around here in California. Not too sure. We don't. They ain't pink. They ain't pink, but for some reason, the bluegill and stuff like that color. So do spotted bass. Spots like pink, and for some reason they like pink, and I don't know why. I like to stick with natural colors if I can, because that's just who I am. I want to match the hatch, but I like to stay, kind of resemble the bait fish and some of the critters that are going to be coming out of the trees. Like some what are they? Kind of some weird bugs. They're about that big, and they're just those big red ear. Love them. And so I like to use start off with some gulp jar baits. Of course, I got the lunker. Jar baits is what is this? This is the 1 inch or the 2 centimeter minnow. It's kind of hard to see. Absolutely love this. I catch, for it being a 1 ounce, or not 1 ounce, but a 1 inch bait, I destroy some decent sized fish on this. Why would a fish want to go eat a bait this big when it could eat one this big and it'd be half of the effort, but it's not getting as much nutrition from it. But for some reason, I like to catch them on this. Simple enough, 1/64 ounce jig head. 1/64 ounce, and I just put it out there and I just let it hit the bottom. I twitch, and it's the thing. Using light line, lightweight, I'm able to cast it pretty far. And if I want to get out there, I never use a bobber. Never use a bobber. That's just my opinion. I mean, I guess it's all fun and all if you're gonna use like night crawlers and stuff. I use night crawlers only if I'm like legit trying to get a bite. I want to target the fish with night crawlers, and I could come back and fish for them with artificials. But I don't like really use bobbers. That's just my thing. But if I am gonna have to get it out there a little farther, I will drop shot it on a small split shot or an actual just a normal drop shot weight. I don't think it's 1/8 ounce. I want to say. And that's all I like to use for that. And then and if I want to go for something bigger, or I wouldn't say not really say bigger, but to kind of entice a bigger fish if I know they're there, or try to get some more bites, I will use this one. This is the 3-inch gulp smelt. I just recently started. I wouldn't say recently started, but I've used it for quite a while, because I always started off with the emerald shad or emerald back gulp, but I can't remember what the other one is, but I couldn't catch as much fish on it. Like we, here West Coast, we don't have those kind of baits. That's more Midwest and down south kind of stuff. And so I like to stick with matching the hatch. I hate that term. I don't know why. But I like to match the hatch. Mostly Stanislaus River. I destroy them on jerk baits, topwater, and of course the gulp smelt. I like to tip my. This is gonna sound really weird, but my topwater baits with it. Normally on the middle hook, so the fish have something to key up on, and they hit the middle hook and not the back hook. Because if they hit the middle hook, there's a good chance they're gonna get stuck with the back trouble. Same with my jerk baits. If I'm gonna drop shot it, I just nose hook it, just barely nose hook it. But if if the bait starts really screwing up, I'll get out a regular drop shot hook and thread it on there and have it all good. Still lets that tail get some of that action. Sometimes I will just do a weightless, nose hook it, and just twitch like a fluke, gets that good action, sporadic, and then if it falls, it wants to fall like this. Sometimes it'll turn on its side and flutter down, which is really good for catching fish. Excuse me, I said Subway. But strong. And so, after that, I like to use, mostly right now in December for, which way to go? Oh, this way. For, the fish, for like the not smallmouth, but the perch, crappie, and stuff like that, small bass, I like to use a rattle trap, small rattle trap. Perfect. I like to yo-yo it back, which gives it a lot of action, dying off action, because it is December and the shad start dying off. And another thing is of course the old rooster tail. White with a chartreuse blade absolutely kills in muddier water or low light conditions. I'm slaying them right now on the golf course right now. And that's just what I like to use. And then, I think that's everything there. And then for the Mr. Tackle Box, just going to kind of give some stuff, my own opinion on some of the stuff that they gave me. You know, I'm grateful that I got Mystery Tackle Box. You know, it's pretty good. It gives me, it always surprises me what I get in the perch, because I don't really perch fish that much, but when I do, I guess I have fun. So with this, can't remember what the name of this is, but it's weird. It has a whole bunch of different appendages on, kind of like a creature bait, except for the fact that it's supposed to imitate a school of bait fish. But what I like to do is, when I go catch crawdads by hand on the Stanislaus, I always lift up rocks. I always find bloodworms or redworms underneath the rocks. And as soon as I, lift up that rock, the water, the current takes them and swifts them out. And then as soon as they get like, a couple feet away from me, squawfish, boom, squawfish, everything starts going ape shit over them. And I'm thinking I'm able to use this and catch some of those quality squawfish. So I'm definitely gonna try that. This I do believe will imitate the redworms or bloodworms. I don't know which ones they are. And of course, can't go wrong with these wax worms that I got. And then the grubs and stuff I got, and the mustag hooks and the Lake Fork stuff are pretty good. And then this crankbait, it's a crappie max or something like that. It's Strike King Crappie Max, I want to say. I have crankbaits that are this size, and I use them for bass. And I don't know why this would be considered a crappie one. Just kind of an awkward color. I would probably never throw it unless I actually had to. And so let's take this off and let me show you guys what I got, what I normally have on my my box of goodies. So we'll move over here. Let's check my phone. We're at 12:50. So let's see what I got here. There we are. All right. So most of the stuff here I've had for about a year now, and then what's left over is stuff that I don't really use unless I absolutely have to. Most of these, all of these except for these right here, I got in a Crappie Max or Bass Pro Shops bucket, $16.99, absolutely perfect. So here, I like to use these when they're on beds, just because of the fact that I could really get these appendages in their face and really piss them off enough where they just instantly take a bite. And I want to say, my biggest red ear on it at the golf course. Go take a look on my Instagram, the Frey underscore, or the underscore. You know what? I'll just put it right. You guys go ahead and follow that. Look at the picture, like it, do whatever you want. It don't really matter to me. I just want to let you guys see that picture. It's pretty good sized red ear. It's black, turquoise, that kind of stuff. Let me know if it is a red ear. I'm not 100% sure. And then I like to use these. I've used a couple of these, caught a couple fish on them, not crappie, some small bass, and a couple bluegill. And then these, I use a small jig head, drop shot, and maybe. Don't really use these. I use on low light conditions. And of course, one of my all-time favorite colors to use for just about anything, if I'm going after some small species, is the sexy. I want to say it's the sexy shad. What's this? Electric chicken. All-time favorite color. And of course, we have fire tiger, which I never use. I absolutely hate that color. Some of you guys will know that. Don't really use these except for these. There is some goldfish in the golf course pond, so I've caught a shit ton of fish on this because it imitates the goldfish in there. Some more of the sexy shad, black and green. Absolutely love this color as well, along with the Crappie Max little grub. These are frogs that I got. I don't know why the hell they give you frogs in a crappie thing. I use these. I like to just when I do a 2-rig, I have a 1/16 ounce weight on the hook jig head on the bottom, like this one right here, and then I have a just regular drop shot hook or a small perch hook, and I will put this one on the bottom, and so I have it right here, and then I'll have whatever's on top, so I'm able to actually get 2 baits going. White on clear day and pink on a overcast day. Don't really use these, but I've caught in my my personal best spot on the Stanislaus with this, which I believe was 2.5 to 2 3/4. On 4-pound test, ultra light, absolute fun. Sadly, did not get it on video. And this is by Bonehead Baits, I want to say, and I always pair it up with the Bonehead jig heads. Absolutely slam. It's a nice salt and peppery kind of color. Absolutely love it. This right here, let me get both the colors out here. I only use these when I'm on the Stanislaus, and I am going for bedfish. Because, on the Stanislaus in my area, the average crawdad is 5.5 to 7.5 inches, which is huge. And the biggest one I've seen, I actually personally caught it, was 10 inches, almost 10.5 inches. Monster. It was a lobster, basically. Caught it by hand, of course. I catch all my crawdads by hand. I didn't eat them, because I only eat them if I actually want to have a little, family get together and we go and eat them. Slam on this. Perfect color. Most of them I catch them on this one. Sometimes if there are dirtier water, I'll use the pink and yellow. These, don't know what these are. Actually, my grandparents got me these for absolutely some reason. Absolutely love it. Thank you guys for getting me that. I slam on this, honestly. I actually, a weird thing I do is I actually run it backwards. I put the jig head this way for some reason, and I'm able to catch them that way. I actually do it this way, and I'll pop it, and these go this way. And I always like to throw these around trees. Same with these ones. With my tubes, I like to put the, let me find one. I like to put the jig head inside of the bait. I don't like to put on the exterior. Just something I like to do. And then Cabin Creek right here. Absolutely love the Popeye 1/16 or 1/64 ounce. I always pair it up with this if I have to. And then of course I have some jig heads. Here's a little fly I like to use. Kind of a fly. It's a little weighted, but I like to use it. And then here's that I think it's, I can't remember the name of it, but I took off and put my own hooks on it. Absolutely excited to use. Oh, there's that. What's this? Here we go. That's what I was talking about. That's what that bait came on. Here's the perch spoon that I got a couple months ago. Absolutely thrilled to use Venom right here. My dad's sponsored by Venom, and absolutely love Venom baits. I haven't really used these perch ones before. These are kind of like a grub looking thing, and I love the color so far. I'm absolutely thrilled to use these in the summer when the perch get up underneath the weeping willows and trees and stuff, and I'm ready to slam on this. And of course, I believe that's actually everything. So guys, thanks for tuning in, and this is for the guys out there who wanted a video on to see what I like to use and stuff for my perch. And of course, take a look at St. Croix rods. Absolutely phenomenal. Go ahead and take a look at Excite baits. They don't have some crappie bluegill stuff, but they're absolutely perfect with the crankbaits and jigs. And stay tuned guys for more episodes, and if you guys want to leave some comments and stuff, hit me up on Instagram, Facebook. I'm not really on Facebook anymore, but it's Tyler Frey. Absolutely love fishing, love making videos for you guys. Just leave some comments, hit me up, DM me on Instagram. I'll leave my, no, I already did it before. I don't know, I'll leave right here again, right there. And I'll go ahead and do a bass one maybe. You guys can talk to me if I want to do some saltwater stuff. I do a little bit of saltwater fishing every now and then. Here on the West Coast, it's nothing really special. I mean, I have to go to Southern California if I want to get some quality, you know, throw some jerk baits, swim baits and stuff. But when I mostly go to the ocean, I'm throwing live bait, squid, some stuff like that. But if you guys want me to do a show you what I like to use in the bass, you guys can say what like I personally do when I'm on the bank, or I will show you what I like to use here on the boat. Maybe show you that stuff, blur some of that stuff out on top, or show you what I got in here. That kind of stuff. So thanks guys for tuning in for another episode of the Frey Experience. Like I said, leave some comments and stuff if you guys want me to do some more stuff. Hopefully I'll be going fishing another couple of days, or actually no, it's gonna be Christmas soon, so I may actually go fishing on Christmas. Maybe go to the golf course or something. I don't know. All right, so guys, stay tuned for more episodes of the Frey Experience, and don't forget to go tune into Delta Bassin 209 on YouTube. Phenomenal Delta fisherman. He's posted up a new video. Me and him went fishing the other day using some live bait and jerk bait. So guys, stay tuned for more episodes of the Frey Experience, and don't forget to subscribe and hit the like button. Thank you. I want to hit a like goal of two likes on this video. Thank you guys. Stay tuned.